Welcome to Daily Scripture Reading. I do not own the rights to this music. Isaiah chapter 10, beginning at verse 1 and ending at verse 19. This is the Amplified Version. Assyria is God's instrument. Woe! Judgment is coming to those judges who issue evil statutes, and to those magistrates who constantly record unjust and oppressive decisions, so as to deprive the needy of justice and rob the poor of my people of rightful claims, so that widows may be their spoil and that they may plunder the fatherless. Now what will you do in the day of God's punishment and in the storm of devastation, which will come from far away? To whom will you flee for help, and where will you leave your wealth for safekeeping? Nothing remains but to crouch among the captives, or fall dead among the slain on the battlefield. In spite of all this, God's anger does not turn away, but his hand is still stretched out in judgment. Woe to Assyria, the rod of my anger against Israel, the staff in whose hand is my indignation and fury against Israel's disobedience. I send Assyria against a godless nation and commission it against the people of my wrath, to take the spoil and to seize the plunder, and to trample them down like mud in the streets. Yet it is not Assyria's intention to do my will, nor does it plan so in its heart, but instead it is its purpose to destroy and to cut off many nations. For Assyria says, are not my princes all kings? Is not Calno conquered like Carchemish on the Euphrates? Is not Hamath subdued like Arpad, her neighbor? Is not Samaria in Israel like Damascus in Aram? As my hand is reached to the kingdoms of the idols, whose carved images were greater and more feared than those of Jerusalem and Samaria. Shall I not do to Jerusalem and her images, just as I have done to Samaria and her idols, declares Assyria? So when the Lord has completed all his work of judgment on Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, he will say, I will punish the fruit, the thoughts, the declarations, and the actions of the arrogant heart of the king of Assyria, and the haughtiness of his pride. For the Assyrian king has said, I have done this by the power of my own hand and by my wisdom, for I have understanding and skill. I have removed the boundaries of the peoples and have plundered their treasures. Like a bull, I have brought down those who sat on thrones. My hand has found the wealth of the people like a nest, and as one gathers eggs that are abandoned, so I have gathered all the earth, and there was not one that flapped its wing or that opened its beak and chirped. Is the axe able to lift itself over the one who chops with it? Is the saw able to magnify itself over the one who wields it? That would be like a club moving those who lift it, or like a staff raising him who is not made of wood like itself. Therefore, the Lord, the God of hosts, will send a wasting disease among the stout warriors of Assyria, and under his glory a fire will be kindled like a burning flame. And the light of Israel will become a fire, and his Holy One a flame, and it will burn and devour Assyria's thorns and briars in a single day. The Lord will consume the glory of Assyria's forest and of its fruitful garden, both soul and body, and it will be as when a sick man wastes away. And the remaining trees of Assyria's forest will be so few in number that a child could write them down. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.